The world has started to burn. I'm Meeka Nomicon, and this is a fire. Transfixed. 3 days ago, you celebrated the solemnity of Mary, Mother of God. One of your members fell to their death from the top of the chapel, trying to whisk away the blackbirds. Today, the church in the woods burns. It chokes the forest, poisons the air with its smoke and its embers, and yet none of the trees burn along with it. This was necessary. The only other soul outside of the church is a man you have never seen before, dressed in black and white robes of a denomination you don't recognize. Embers sit on his cheeks, glowing against his scars and mismatched eyes. He must have started the blaze, and he's making sure the job gets finished. Are we sure it was him? Unless, of course, he's demonic, since that is not ordinary fire since it's not touching the trees, right? You try to muster questions and pleas, but nothing suffices. I just had a thought, is there anyone currently inside of the church? Like, you're not burning the entire congregation, are you? Your church was doomed the second the fallen was killed. Killed? A purposeful death, not an accident. The fire crackles. Seconds ago, you were in a vigil for the fallen devotee of your community. Everyone in the church loved them. You were seated in the back, eyes closed, in silent memoriam to recall memories of their life. You smelled the heavy flavor of ash and fire first, and you sprinted for the door and left. Not a single soul came out behind you. Okay, so either A, I was just lucky enough to be quick enough and the passage got blocked behind me, or 2, none of the other ones actually inside the church loved her the way they claimed. Like, if they did actually cause her death, that would explain the divine intervention that caused them to be trapped inside as well. And if we generally did have affection for them, that would explain why we were spared. But my answer did get, I did get an answer. Yes, you are indeed burning the entire congregation. I feel like this is like a Silent Hill situation all over again. As the savior, I did what was necessary. Your church was condemned by hearsay, and it has already begun to overrun you all. You don't understand what that means. This is not the first church to be consumed, and it will certainly not be the last. For in his body, which is still covered in the scars from when the Romans burned him alive, has the same carnal desires that sent the rest of humanity into its spiral. The Savior stares deep into the heart of the fire. It came in slowly as a raven. Heresy would sit outside windows, admiring the beauty of God's disciples. He would cry, but he would not admit it. How something so beautiful was shielded by the church. It is a sanctuary for a reason, isn't it? He laughs. There's a rattle of a cough that he effortlessly suppresses. In the distance, you can hear the groans of a crush of bodies. Did they trap themselves in the chaos, and then their bodies contort to create a flesh puzzle at the door? Heresy is a man with a muzzle over his face. He claims it keeps him from being able to lie. That itself is a lie. The truth is much more complicated. In life, Heresy was a poet. He was a seducer who knew the taste of 700 lips on his body. They draped him in jewels and veils and called him a prophet. To what god he masqueraded for has been lost to time, even to him. After they burned him for leading blind lambs astray, he woke up with the muzzle and the pain of 1,000 deaths. He sits in the circles of hell. He has taken blasphemy under his wing, given up willingly by anger. Every day, he watches the souls of sinners burn in hollow graves. He uses an umbrella to keep the ash from falling on his clothes and getting in his lungs. He desires love from an equal, he says. Truly, he desires love from something underneath him, something he can change. There is no way we can stop him. We can only clean up the disease he has left behind. Your community was in danger the day your devotee died. I need to make that clear. It is the cleansing of a disease before the infection spreads.
Okay, I take it back. Maybe it's not our affection for the devotee that saved our life. In fact, by your own logic, I don't think my life should have been spared. I mean, I am still part of this congregation, right? So if the disease is already infecting them, why would it not be infecting me as well? The Savior smiles at you. One of his eyes is infected, with red veins creeping towards the crimson iris. He looks sick, infected with something that only the Lord could inflict. If he were still that cruel, you doubt that. And yet, the Savior's expression hardens. You feel your thoughts being pulled out of your brain and examined, connected to strings. The groans from the church have stopped, but the structure still stands.
I feel that you have doubts. I do not hate you for those thoughts. I had them once too.
He touches your face, cradling it. It's so smooth, so pure, so free of the impurities of the world. But his grip is hard enough to draw blood. You wince. It dirties everything you've built in your devotion. Purity, routine, duty. The Savior leans in and whispers,
Do you know why I leave one person alive as the fires finish their duty? Why I let the Lord deliver one to me? So that at least one of you, in your dying moments, can hear the sins brought upon you. Why this cleansing is for the protection of all the lambs.
Oh, you're planning on killing me independently then, right?
Each one painted with their own circles to help their owners remember which flock they belong to. You are fated by the music and sound of the Lord himself to join them. He sings to me and gives me divine intuition to guide my flame.
He backs away from you. What he speaks with his tongue of a madman.
He guides me to extinguish those touched by demons. We cannot truly quench evil, for evil must persist to show the lambs the price of goodness. Heresy, with his pale gloved hands, has them strung around your neck, pressing into your arteries. He will force you to spout his heresies, even if you think you're free of sin. I cannot let you go. Put yourself in my position and answer with yourself in mind. Will you let yourself be choked by the ash, or will you allow your body to burn like those you once knew?
I don't think either of them is a very nice option. Now, I feel like choking might be less painful. You know what? I will choke on the ash. You know your choice does not matter. And so, you take a third option. You submit to feet and lie in the grass. Oh, so whichever one reaches me first, that's how it shall kill me. You know, maybe I won't choke on the ash, maybe I'll just get buried alive in it. The Savior nods and helps you close your eyes.
The Lord will forgive me. The Lord always has, and forever will.
Wait, so you're not doing this by the Lord's instructions? This is like your own self-inflicted mission that you're carrying out? Screw you, maybe I'm not even infected. I mean, I probably am, but still. You know, I take it back. We were correct the first time. He really did set that fire. I'm guessing it must be hellfire, and that's why I only touched what he commanded it to touch. Well, if you enjoyed your time here, I'd really appreciate you to like this video and subscribe to this channel. I'm name is Spooky Day, and I'll catch you next time, guys.